Hello, my fellow flawless, limitless, sexy, sassy, saucy Hbics. How are you on this lovely morning, afternoon, or evening? How are you all? I hope you are doing fabulous. I hope you are putting the focus on being the version of yourself that gets what he or she desires. I hope that's what you're doing. Poop hopes that's what you're doing. But first, some basic bitch. If you need help figuring out what's going on between you and your manifestation, please feel free to email me at manifestingwithkimberly@gmail.com. All of my coaching options are in the drop box below. They're in the screens. It just went by. I have 2 channel memberships where I go live with my channel members every single Tuesday at 9:30 p.m.-ish Eastern Standard Time. That is a zhuzh only group. We talk about success stories, tips, and tricks, but not necessarily specific circumstances. You want to talk about your circumstances? You want to ask me questions about what's going on in your life? Then you want to join the hot seat / group coaching. That is the coaching group where you can get your bum in that hot seat and ask me anything you want. Of course, within the timer, right? 10 to 15 minutes. If you join the hot seat group, that I go live with them every single Friday at 9 a.m.-ish Eastern Standard Time, then you have access to both groups, the zhuzh group and the circumstance group. I have TikTok, I have Instagram, I have Clapper, and I would love for you to join me everywhere. And again, I want to say another thank you to all of you who have come over and joined me on my other channel, which is Kimberly's Other Life. And it's exactly what it sounds like. That's my other life. That's where you get to hear poop, snore, and hang out with me and see what kind of crap I bought. You know, my other life. So let's jump in with some super chat questions. And the ones I'm tackling today are really all specific person. So let's jump in. Okay, let's start with the first one. Do they still come back when I said I didn't want him to ever contact me again because he tears me like poop? Just the circumstance, right? Okay. When it comes to a specific person and reacting, responding, doing anything in the 3D, none of it matters. I know it feels like it matters, right? The 3D feels like it is our pure, true, unwavering reality. But it's not. It is not. It is the projection or the after effect of what's going on up here and who we are choosing to be. So as far as however you responded or reacted in the 3D, and if you said the words, I don't want you to ever contact me again, does that really matter? Never. Never, ever. It feels like it does because it hurts. Because your specific person hurt your feelings. And our feelings are always valid. So how we are feeling about how we're being treated, that's never anything we want to brush off. First of all, I just want to say, just for the sake of saying, we're not talking abusive situations here. Abusive situations, we remove ourselves immediately. That's not even an option. We remove, okay? We manifest later. We remove ourselves and get ourselves to a safe place first. But as just basic relationship stuff in these situations, just because you are manifesting, that does not make you a doormat. And I've said this in countless different videos of mine. We are not doormats because we're manifesting. Now, yes, people are the reflection of who we are being, right? But above that, that doesn't mean we sit and tolerate bad behavior from anyone, ever. So you reacting or responding in that 3D to your specific person because you didn't like how you were being treated, you didn't like that they were treating you like poop, your words, that just means you're still a human being. That's all that means. Now, yes, are we reacting and responding in that moment? More than likely because we are not choosing to be the version of self that has our manifestation. But that's a yes and no answer, by the way, because you could be in this moment right now, deciding to be the version of yourself that has no limited beliefs around love, relationships, or in regards to your specific person. Right now in this moment, you could be telling yourself that's who you are. And you can feel like that. You can feel like you are that version of self. But if 3 seconds later, SP shows up and is being nothing but flat out rude and disrespectful to you, does that mean because in that quick few seconds later, you're getting a reflection you don't like, does that mean you've done something wrong after making your decision? No. Does that mean you have to just sit and tolerate them being an ass in the minute, or being disrespectful because you're choosing to be the version of you that doesn't get treated that way, but they're showing up that way? You got to sit there and take it? No. Never. So you going to that extra mile and saying, don't ever contact me again, was that a little bit extreme? Well, yeah, you reacted harshly, but so what? So what? Revise it. Revise it. If whenever we take action that is weighing on us heavily, we revise. Don't torture yourself with overthinking. It's just not worth it. Get out of that reality. Hop to the one you want to be in. It's really that simple. It doesn't feel simple because it involves our heart. It just doesn't feel simple because of our heart, but it is. So choose. Choose to be the you that has the relationship that you desire. But ask yourself truthfully, authentically, why do you think your relationship isn't here? Who have you been being? And it's probably a version of yourself that either isn't in the knowing of what she's worthy of or what she deserves. Perhaps there has, some not feeling good enough running around within who we are being. And let's decide differently. That's not who you are anymore. You're the version of yourself who's in the most loving, fulfilling, committed relationship. Period. Things will change out here. But always revise. Can't say that enough. Tips on an SP that continues to talk about an ex or other women, even though I affirm being a priority. I'm starting with a friendship and live with him. All right. So you are someone that is probably having to face your specific person every day. And when we are manifesting a specific person and have some kind of already relationship with them where we are intermingling with them every single day, yeah, can it be challenging? Certainly it feels that way. But it feels challenging when we are being what? A version of self that is not choosing to believe that she or he is a priority. Now, I know you're saying you're affirming it, but let me ask you this. When you affirm that you're a priority, are you affirming from the sense of SP makes you a priority, or are you affirming it as that's who I am? Making that decision that that's who you are. And listen, I'm not trying to split hairs with you. I'm saying from my own personal experience, what I've learned along this journey is when we put all the focus on how SP is showing up and how we want to fix specific person and get them to change, that journey at best brings hot and cold behavior. Because if you are not choosing to be new self, or the self that is in the awareness of having no shitty limiting beliefs around love, around relationships, and most certainly what you're believing and expecting specific person to show up as. So the fact that your SP has been openly talking about other females around you, which is just rude and disrespectful in itself, but the fact that he is, okay, and you pointed out that you're starting with a friendship, so you're his friend. You're his friend right now. So even in your mind, you're declaring that we are friends. We are just friends. Well, friends talk about shit. Friends talk. Friends bounce shit off each other. So he's showing up being your friend because that's what you're starting with. Friendship. You see, the 3D being, okay, right now you guys are friends. That's what you are seeing in the 3D. That I understand, literally and logically. But over here, you are deciding to be a priority, but you're still seeing it as but we're friends first. We're doing friendship first. So I'm going to need him to stop talking to me about, things like other women, even though I'm declaring we are just friends. So he's showing up and behaving like a friend. Do you see how that is kind of opposite of what you should be doing? Do you see what I'm saying? Again, I get it. In the 3D, that's what you guys are, friends. But if you're wanting and desiring more and want things to change, it's you that has to change. It's you that has to become the you that is having a relationship with him. And I don't necessarily mean that you have to lie to yourself and see in the 3D something you don't necessarily see. But you have to start deciding that you are a woman who commands respect. You are a woman who is always treating with love and kindness, respect, always a priority, easily is able to, have healthy, loving, fulfilling, committed relationships. That's who you are now. And at the same time, being a version of yourself that comfortably knows, sees, believes that this person is desiring more than friendship. See, right now, he's showing up well. He's showing up being what you're declaring. You see, I can also tell by your question that you're putting a lot of weight into the 3D, like your faith is in the 3D. We don't want to do that. 3D is nothing but a projection of who you're being. So why would we put all our chips or all our money or all our bets on the 3D? No. You put it all on you. Everything in our reality is a reflection of who we are being, who we believe we are. Do you see what I'm saying? So, yeah, he might be showing up, still chit-chatting about other people. But if you've been over here affirming that he makes you a priority and makes you a priority, he makes you a priority. SP doesn't talk about other women. Where are you changing? What are you changing about you since he's only ever reflecting you? See what I mean? And again, I get it. It's not always easy when you are facing SP every day in that 3D. I know that can be challenging. I know it can be. But that's the opportunity for you to remind yourself of who the hell you are, which is pure unadulterated consciousness. You get the pleasure of reminding yourself of that. I'm sorry. I know she is snoring through this whole video. Do you mind? It's rude. Do you know it's rude? She doesn't care. I'm just not going to lie to you. She doesn't care. She's out for the count. Snores are going to continue. So, my friend, my tip is really ask yourself authentically who you believe you are. What do you believe about yourself when it comes to love, relationships? Who do you really think you are? What do you think you're really capable of? And do you think your person can change? And it's okay if the answers are negative or not that favorable. And maybe you don't really believe things will change. That's okay. Owning it, being authentic about what's really going on in here is good. That's where we get to make the next step of change and deciding, no, I am a woman who is worthy and deserving of a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship. I know I can. I know that's what I deserve. I know I'm capable of having that. I know I am. I know it's my birthright. It's my birthright to be in a loving relationship. If it's my desire, it's my birthright because of who I am, which is pure unadulterated consciousness. So start deciding that. I am the version of myself that finds it easy to let stories go. I don't worry about the past. I don't care about the past. I don't hang on to old things. That's not who I am. I move along. I move along because I know life has only ever been reflecting me. So there's nothing to worry about. I'm the version of self that can easily drop stories about a specific person. Okay. Hi, Kim. Having SP2 was great. Then now he's showing up like SP1. It's me. I want to be in the state of the woman who has it all. I have sat with it. I know. I worry about being chosen, loved, and a priority. Okay. So you've done the groundwork. You've sat with yourself. You've listened to your thoughts. You were the observer. And you're now seeing that your new SP is now showing up like SP1. So we are seeing, okay, poop, 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 poop. Hey. Okay, it's me. It's now a pattern, right? Guy 2 is now guy 1. I don't like it. I want it to stop. Okay, good. Groundwork done. So now, who are you being? Who are you deciding you are when you wake up in the morning? You've identified what your worries are and where your focus goes or where your doubtful thinking goes. But now that we know that, and now that we're aware that we might have a pattern, we have to make the decision that that's not who we are anymore. We aren't someone with patterns. I no longer have those patterns. I am not that version of self. That one reality may exist, that one out of all the infinite outcomes or all the infinite possibilities might exist. There's a version of me living that existence, but that's not what I'm choosing. I'm choosing to be the me that easily drops patterns. I drop stories. That's who I've become. I've become the version of myself that knows she's worthy and deserving of being a priority. So the people that I intermingle with make me a priority because that's who I am now. Do you see what I'm saying? It's a decision. That's who you are now. That's who you're being. So you're stepping into it. And being, what does that mean? That means you allow yourself, you allow your imagination to run. What do you think it would feel like to be a woman who knows and feels and sees in her 3D that, wow, my person makes me a priority. I can see that they do things that let me know without being told that I am their number one, or that they verbalize. Their actions match their words. That's who I've become, the person that experiences that. And I know that because my awareness is on that. So I know I will have that experience. That will be my outcome. So these fears, these scary thoughts that I've had that this isn't going to change or I'm stuck with this pattern. No, I know that's because I'm not choosing it. Because my awareness is being put on me being the version of self in the most amazing relationship of her life. I know I have to have that experience. So that's what I would be doing going forward. And the beingness is just choosing it and allowing yourself to feel what you think it would feel like to be the girl chosen or the guy chosen. The girl or guy made a priority. Feeling like you are the number one person to someone, that person feels lucky to have you. See what I'm saying? You might feel that you've never had the experience of being treated that way, but you're desiring it for a reason because you think it's going to make you feel a certain type of way. So use your imagination and think to yourself, what would that feel like? Probably confident, safe, secure, like you could trust your person. You could trust that they loved you. What does that feel like to you? You get to decide, so there's not a wrong answer. And, knowing that negative thoughts are coming up that touch on that subject, the thoughts in themselves doesn't matter. They are just thoughts. This community has made us very scared of thoughts. It's not your thoughts create. It's your state creates, or who you are being creates. Thoughts are just thoughts. Thoughts are nothing more than vehicles to other realities. So when we choose the thoughts and decide, oh, wow, I don't like that. That makes me feel yucky. Well, it makes you feel lucky because that's not who you are choosing to be. So thank you for reminding me of how I am not that person anymore. So you can keep trucking. I'm not going to lose my shit. I'm not going to keep going on an endless spiral worrying about that one thought. I'm going to know it's just a thought. It's just an opportunity to go to a different reality. That's all it is. But I'm not choosing it. I'm choosing the reality where I finally get the experience of being in the most amazing, fulfilling, committed relationship where I know I am my person's priority. I am chosen. I am loved. I am wanted. I am desired. I am pursued. I am everything I want. That's who you are now. See what I mean? So those are just a couple of super chats that have needed to be answered. I've got a long list of super chats to be answered. I'm going to be doing my best to catching up on those and posting him here. Yeah. So on that note, remember, people, specific persons, lovers, boyfriends, girlfriends, husbands, wives, they are only ever reflecting you. And just because I didn't list your friends, your siblings, your parents, your aunts and uncles, and everybody else, I didn't list them. Okay? But you know they mean the same thing. If you're manifesting something with one of them, they are a specific person too. Most of the time I'm asked about love. This video was asking me about love SPs. They reflect. They reflect who you are being. That's it. So it's never about what's going on with them. It's never about what's going on with an SP's reality. It's about what's going on with you. What you believe about yourself. What you believe is possible for you. Okay? You can't fail if you take an authentic inventory and own up to what you're really thinking and believing about yourself around love, around relationships, around your specific person, what stories you have with your person, what you doubt, what you fear in regards to your specific person. If you authentically own what is going on with your mind when it comes to those main areas, you can't fail. You can't fail. So don't pretend that you're not having the thoughts that you're having. Own them and decide differently. Choose differently. Okay? So on that note, I'll see you tomorrow.